Good morning. How are you? Just wanted to create a quick video here. It's not going to be too long on crossing the Canadian border. I had some questions come up on my recent trip to Alaska as far as crossing into Canada and crossing back into the US. So there's a couple websites here that I want to share with you, and I'll put the links down below so you can take a look at them. I'm not going to go through them line by line for any reason, but and your situation is going to vary as well too. So I can just share what my experiences were in all of my international travel from the U.S. I've really only had two occasions that have not really been detained, but further checking was involved, I guess. And both of those occurred in Canada. One was coming back from Canada into the US, and one was going from the US into Canada. So, what I can share with you is maybe some things that will help your situation because everybody's situation is going to be different, and there's no way that I can answer everyone's questions. So there's a couple of websites here that I'll share with you. But the one was probably 15, 17 years or so ago, coming back into the U.S. from Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. There was a couple of additional people in the vehicle with me. Some additional questions were asked, other than the standard, where are you coming from? Where are you going? Do you have anything in the vehicle to declare? Gifts? Do you have cash under ten or over $10,000? Do you have any weapons? The standard questions. How long are you going to be? It went a little bit more in depth. And then the second one was most recently when I was going from the U.S. into Canada on my Alaskan trip. Just be aware that anytime you say that you're going to Alaska, um, they're going to assume that there's some type of weapon in the vehicle. So make sure you declare everything that you're taking. I did have bear spray with me, and they actually wanted to see that, and they actually checked it to make sure that it said it was for animals and not humans, because pepper spray is not allowed in Canada. So just make sure that you declare everything when you go over. But there were some additional questions involved with that one as well. So I just wanted to go over real quick how I actually traverse a border. The border's coming up. So, get yourself and your vehicle in order. Don't look like you've been living in your vehicle for weeks. Throw all the trash out, clean up the inside, fold everything. Don't have things just thrown around. If you have things in the back seat, make sure they're orderly. Make sure your vision's not blocked. From the back seat. Don't have things stacked all the way to the ceiling. I always roll my windows down so they can look in the vehicle. Be respectful, do the speed limit, go up, stop, wait to be instructed to pull up. Always have your passport ready to present, as well as the rest of your documents. Some people say, well, can I travel with an enhanced driver's license and birth certificate, Nexus card, this and that? I always just have a passport. So, you can look through these websites here and do what you want. But I always have my passport available. I always have vehicle registration ready, proof of insurance, proof of health coverage. If you're driving a vehicle that doesn't belong to you, make sure you get a notarized letter from who it's the owner of the vehicle with their contact information, in case that comes up, because that's always a question. Is this your vehicle? How long are you going to be in the country? Where are you going? Purpose of visit? Cash over $10,000, weapons, any food, certain foods, flowers, vegetables and such are not allowed. So, make sure that you have clear and concise answers ready. Don't say, well, I'm just up here driving around. You have to have a specific location that you're going, destination. You have to have a time frame involved. Make sure the time frame matches. I was asked, I actually made 6 border crossings in my most recent trip. And for the most part, all of the questions were pretty much the same. So, plan it out, know how far you're going to drive each day, know where you're coming into the country, where you're leaving, the checkpoint that you're leaving through. Calculate that out. I averaged 250 miles a day conservatively. So I knew how far I had to go. So I was able to tell them exactly, pretty much down to the day, how long it was going to take me to get there. They have cameras so they can see the plate on your vehicle. They check your passport. All that information is documented. So, when you leave the country or when you come back into the country, they have access to that information. So don't lie. Make sure that you're telling the truth. Of course, there's no contraband allowed. There's no cannabis products allowed, drugs, alcohol, anything like that. If you have a previous criminal history, that may be of question as well. So, anyway, don't want to sit here and ramble too long, but just want to go through these websites. The first one is the U.S. Department of State. So if you scroll down through here, it tells you the level. Canada is currently at a level 1, so it's normal. Quick facts. There's really nothing required right now as far as vaccines. Entry, exit requirements. You can read through these when you click on the link. But basically, it covers the basics. If you have something specific, there may be some forms that you need to fill out. There may be something else that you need to declare. But this is from the U.S. Department of State. There's also one here for Canadian. It's a quick facts page. Basically, if you're entering Canada by land, which normally you would be, if you're driving, it's just giving you some hints here as to how to do it and do it efficiently. Make sure you have your documents in order, basically what I just said. If you're traveling with pets, I know that's going to change here in a couple of months, if not a month. There's some talk about that. So I'm not going to speak on that specifically because it would probably change here in the next 60 days or so, if not sooner. So that's another issue if you're traveling across the border with your pet. Declare your goods. Any gifts? If you purchase anything in Canada, this is the statute or the regulations for that. Like I said earlier, food, plants, cannabis, currency, 10,000 includes checks as well, not just cash. And there's the weapons and firearms stipulations as well. So they do have the right to check your vehicle. So like I said, I normally just roll my windows down, answer the questions, yes, no, and how many days I'm going to be in the country. Keep it short, concise. Normally there's a line of people behind you. So, they do this multiple times a day. And you're just one of the people that, they speak with. So it's not there to really have an in-depth conversation unless something is awry that they need to investigate. So, keep your answers short and concise, and more than likely you'll be through there within a few minutes. Normally it's under 5 minutes. like I said, I've had a couple of times where I've actually been pulled aside, and it was a little bit longer than that. But even so, it's not that big of a deal. Just make sure, like I said, um, I guess it goes back to the thing, image is everything. Whether it's work or crossing the border. So, if everything looks like it's orderly and concise, then that goes a long way as well. So anyway, I'm going to keep this video pretty short, but I just want to answer a few questions. If you do have any additional questions about crossing the border, specifically with Canada, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer them for you. So I appreciate your watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.